So the very important factor is the insects that carried through the seeds in case of pulses like bruchids, and in rice also rice moth, they are carried from the seeds. So you should have enough sprays. So these are the internal qualities we have to is less, and also the temperature is also less. So as I think the very good thumb of rule of Harrington also plays an important role. So nowadays even the time this Harrington's thumb rule won't matter, because the cooler the place and the quality of the seed matters in the quality of the seeds which are going to released. So the microflora is also quite important. You should see that the seeds have minimum, or of course they should remove the damages due to insects and also the pathogens. So they play an important role. So here a sophisticated lab for the seed health has to be taken care, so that what is the initial load of pathogens, very important. And also they coming to the what you call is the packing materials. So it also plays with the moisture impervious packing is quite important. Of course it all depends on the kind of the seed you are going to store. If it is the field crops, so you have to accordingly pack it. And also the duration of the packing, storage also should be taken care. So it all depends on the how long you are going to store. So very important. And nowadays there are for the germplasm they have desiccants like dry beads and silica gel, also taken care of the store seed quality. And what I want to have the future needs is they should have a safe vaults for the deep dry freeze condition store for especially germplasm. So many people cannot afford germplasm on their own, and germplasm within this Gubba, you will be very welcome, because anybody should have a safe deposit lockers like that. So they will go enter and take out their parent materials like that. So which for a long storage of 10 to 15 years. And another is for the storage of the breeder seeds and foundation seeds. It's also very important with having a 10 degrees centigrade and with 20, which already in the recent clip of this Gubba, they have elaborated the sophisticated seed store conditions. And of course assisted by the data temperature and humidity is also very important for the clients, so that they will be well aware of the conditions they are storing. And also the documentation of the vaults. And also what I feel is for the export trade, especially flowers and fruits, the storage is of very vital importance, like flowers, because if we have a good storage and transport facilities, our Indian flower industry can thrive well, and they can export to the Dutch market for the trade. So this will be very vital, and in the future there will be a good market for this flower industry with this kind of sophisticated facilities. So at the outset, I thank the Gubba for giving an opportunity for our company to address the seed industry people. And I thank Gubba Nagendra and Prashant and Kiran for giving an opportunity. Thank you very much.
May I please call upon Mr. Ramana Rao, Chief Operating Officer in Ganga Kaveri Seeds Private Limited.
Respected seedsmen of this country, ladies and gentlemen. First, let us look at the causes for seed deterioration, because the topic of the day is importance of technology for seed preservation. I think this session would have been best dealt by my friend Ravi Reddy, who is sitting there, and respected Prasad Garu, who is instrumental in post-harvest technology in this country. Anyhow, I will try to quickly go through the issues. Like seed and a character in Mahabharata, Karna, has got a lot of similarity. Because I think Karna means immediately it comes to, there are 100 reasons or 100 curses for Karna's death. The same is the case for seed. Seed, you can right from field level itself, then harvesting, physiological maturity, then post-harvest care, then drying, processing, then comes to storage, seed treatment, packing material, whatever you are using, then the environment at the dealer level, distributor level, then how long it stays in the whole cycle. So age of the seed, genetics of the seed, in the sense genetic life, all these are factors. But in a nutshell, if you want to put in one statement, I try to do that. Genetically decided, the life of the seed is genetically decided, physiologically determined, and environmentally influenced. So this is what I thought is, this is the statement for giving reasons for seed deterioration. Now, having known the reasons for deterioration, then what are the remedial measures? I don't call it as a technology because I am not the expert of technology like Ravi. Okay. What I feel is, I take these remedies into two parts. The one is field level remedy, then the rest of the remedy. The field level remedy is, one is which determines in one statement initial seed quality. Once initial seed quality is bad, how best your cold storage is, you cannot preserve the seed. So that is the key. Unfortunately, it took 25 years to reach us here in terms of storage. Unfortunately, still field level quality, we are not giving enough emphasis, though there is a very clear dent happened in one crop, corn, in terms of wet year harvest, thanks to Monsanto, and followed by other companies as well. Now it has become a more or less practice in the industry. 10 years back, that option was not available. So similarly, we need to think of some measures which take care of the field level. So initial seed quality, the one is foremost important is seed moisture. Seed moisture, initial moisture, seed moisture content makes a lot of difference for seed quality. Then comes initial germination. Initial germination, not only in terms of germination, in terms of vigor. In terms of vigor. So once you feel that this has got a good vigor, you can preserve the seed for a longer time. Otherwise, you can immediately release to the market, and that is the best way of preserving the seed. Then comes to the second point. The second point, a simple statement is, dry is cool, hot is not. So that means one is the temperature, low temperature and low RH as a combination is very good for seed storage. Apart from that, the seed moisture is also plays a major role during storage. Then the packing material. You need to choose right packing material, because packing material you got moisture permeable, moisture vapor proof, moisture resistant. Based on the moisture, seed moisture, based on the storage period, you need to decide about the packing material. So then comes, I think, the pest. Rodent expert Mr. Mohan Rao has already talked about it. The pest not only rodents, insects, even fungal diseases. The fungal diseases is a manifestation of a temperature and seed moisture. High temperatures and high seed moisture is the root cause of fungal infection. So once we address this, and as rightly pointed out by Mr. Jagdish, the James Harrington rule of temperature in Fahrenheit and RH in percentage should not exceed 100. It is less, it is better. And thank you very much. Thank you.
May I call upon Mr. Gubba Prashant to please summarize the session?
Thank you, sir. I mean, you have shared about that emergence. That was very interesting thing. I mean, apart from the germination, then this was the very new thing which we have heard about. Yeah. And there are also a lot of interesting facts shared by Mr. Jagdish and Mr. Ramana Rao about suggestions about how to store seeds and what is it required, like the moisture level, the packaging, the various stages of the seeds. So let me also share some points about technology in seed preservation. Like seed is life and it's getting more and more delicate by the year, like new hybrids, GM crop coming. So it's getting more sensitive. So it's like almost like 5 to 15% of seed gets damaged because of bad preservation. This is an unknown fact. And like a 1% increase in the moisture content of the seeds, it's a very known fact that the life reduced by 50%. However, it just takes probably 6 hours, probably 24 hours for the moisture content in a seed to increase by 1% in a bad cold store. In a bad cold store, the germination is impacted, the vigor is impacted. There are even certain things like the hot spots in a cold storage, which is usually ignored, that also damage the seeds in hot and wet pockets. And Mr. Ramana was sharing about fungi. In a cold storage, the fungi is inactive, the bacteria, but when the fungi and bacteria goes to the field, it gets activated and it impacts the life of the seed. So now we at Gubba are researching new technologies like the thermal tracking or temperature mapping and like germicidal irradiation, like we irradiate the air and we kill the germs and bacteria. So for longer life of the seed and that every single seed is taken care of. So I now invite the delegates to ask a few questions to the panelists. Any questions? Anybody can raise their hands and we'll get the mic to them. Yeah, Mr. Vijayasagar.
Are you controlling your moisture before taking the seed inside the cold storage? Now, if you are having more than 14%, naturally what you are talking will happen.
Yes, sir.
If you control, if you have facilities to dry, bring them down to around 10, you can avoid hot spots and other issues.
Absolutely, that's a very good suggestion. So right now we are not controlling the moisture content of the seed which has been brought into cold storage. However, what is a new thing we are planning to introduce is measure the moisture level of the seeds before the seed enters the cold storage, so that we educate the seed company that your seed is coming at such a high moisture level. And when the seed comes at high moisture level in a controlled atmosphere cold storage, the seed gets into equilibrium with the atmosphere. So it does take it comes down to the required. It matches around 10% for corn. But however, by the time it comes to 10%, it would take some time. So there would some damage happen to the seed by then. So that's a suggestion taken, sir. We'll be measuring the moisture content of the seed before accepting the seed. Any other question?
Today at field conditions after drying, because of some regions there may not be accurate moisture meters, but still you may get seed of 15 to 16% moisture at intake.
Yes.
That being the case, without further drying, there is no use of storing in the cold storage. If you store in the same condition because of high moisture, then there will be fungus development, which seed is unfit for sale. Okay. So we have experience in other cold storage. That being the case, you say you being the industry leader, here in the industry for the last 25 years, is there any way Gubba can create that facility in a way, just the Sagar advice, right? Can you invest continuous seed dryer so that you can bring down moisture from 15 to 12%, which is required? Then you are helping industry. We don't mind paying you. You should look at providing those sort of facilities at your cold storage, so that that way you are helping industry and we are also gaining.
Got it, sir. So reducing the seed moisture to 12%, that's that it would be our pleasure to set up such facilities and serve the industry. In fact, even in seed drying, we're working on new technologies. Like right now, the seeds are dried by heating based. We heat up the seeds and dry. So there is a physical damage to the seed which happens. But we're working on drying seeds by dehumidification, where the temperature is reduced, and drying where the atmospheric air moisture is reduced. So the seed is not damaged. We are not heating the seed for drying. So we are working on the technology. So and very soon we'll come back to you with this for setting up such facilities. Thank you. Thank you.
The point raised by Mr. Vidyasagar is very valid. At the same time, sometimes what happens, the infested seed also comes to the cold storage. When the seed is taken from the cold storage and kept in the processing plant, or sometimes the sales return, without any checking, the bags are just dumped into the cold storage, and that will make a lot of damage to other seed also. Would you please look into that?
Yes, so that's a very good question. So we have been facing these problems in the last few years. So we have set up systems where we inspect the physical quality of the bag, we check for the weevil and all, and certify that the seed which is received is free from weevil and the quality of the bag is good or not. We actually certify that, and only then accept the seed. And if the seed is infected, we quarantine it, shift to fumigate it, and only put it inside the cold storage.
Regarding bringing seed to a particular moisture level before storing it at low temperatures, it's important that while drying, it is to be dried at a particular international level. Say for a reset, we reduce the moisture content in the seed to around 5 to 6% when we conserve it at minus 20 degrees Celsius. And for that, we go for walk-in drying room in which the conditions are 15 degrees Celsius and 15% relative humidity. Really, you can bring to a very good level, and the moment it goes to either medium term or long term, the seed is in perfect condition to store. I'll be making these points in my presentation in afternoon.
I think, yeah, the suggestion is quite good. You should have a quarantine section where they can bring down the moisture and also fumigate to see that there is no pest and pest, and also see that that will take care of the seed's initial load. Otherwise, it all depends on the packing. If it is not if it is a sealed pack, so even the moisture is high, so your even if it is a low, very good condition, it won't there won't be any equilibrium moisture content because it is sealed. So that it won't incidentally the seed also lose the quality. So you should have a quarantine so that you can go for seed drying and also suitable seed drying, looking into the storage environment.
So we already have these quarantine facilities for fumigation, but we do not have these drying facilities. Yes, we'll surely consider setting up these drying facilities. And one more new thing which we are working on is fumigation, not with a chemical-based fumigation, but fumigation by ozonation, where we reduce the oxygen levels and we ozonate the seeds. So not just the germs, virus and bacteria, even it's going to be pesticide free. So that is a new thing we are working on with the company. We are working on that technology. So that's the future of Gubba, where we'll be sharing that information.
With regard to seed moisture, coming at 14% moisture, that is not advisable even for us also, apart from Gubba race, because by that time some damage already is done. So because how much time it has stayed at that moisture also is, even it's already got some damage in the field. Such seed, if you